Alright guys, so, oh yeah, I look like a human again. All trimmed up and pretty again. Look how nice I am. You can see my whole face. I look significantly less hobo-y now. Anyway, so, I wanted to kind of talk about kind of the upsides of doing this business a little bit, right? Like, there's fun things to do, there's really grindy things to do. Like, for example, I just sat in my basement for 30 minutes reorganizing things because they were all over the place still, and I'm kind of just going shelf at a time and reorganizing 5 rows and fab cases, Weiss, all this kind of stuff. I kind of tried to keep it as much together as I could. However, not possible. So, consequently, take a little bit here, a little bit there, do a little bit here, a little bit there, yada, yada, yada. One of the fun things with this business, though, is I get to travel. So I get to go to Collecticons, I get to go to Flesh and Blood events, I travel over the world and stuff. Downside to that, very expensive. Upside, I can use it as a business expense, which is a bonus. So, bonus is there. Now, other fun things with this business, right? You get to meet tons of people. You get to find all these really awesome stories. You get to hear stories about people's collections. For example, a buddy of mine, I'm talking to him right now about buying his old decks and stuff. He was playing Magic back in like 2009. He thought he was playing Magic in like 2012, 2013, but all of his decks are like Zendikar, Onslaught, Visions. Like, he was playing right in that silver age of Magic, and he's like, oh dude, I guess I was playing a longer ago. Like, it's fun hearing these stories, right? And you find people, you buy their collections, and you get to hear like the stories about like, oh, I did this with my kid, I played this and did that, and then my friend kicked my ass doing this, and blah 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 that. And like, you just hear so many cool fun stories, right? And the downside of that is you're like kind of taking someone's memories and you're kind of just like exploding them into the ether where everyone else gets to go make memories with them, which is like kind of not sad, but also sad at the same time. But it's just kind of like that the evolution and the life cycle of the whole TCG universe, right? And there's like a certain amount of perspective that you gain staying in the industry over a long period of time. I'm still relatively new in the grand scheme of things, right? I've been doing this since 2019 is when I kind of started to look again. 2020 is when I got back into it. 2021 is when I went like whole hog. And then 2022 is really like when the business started going, 2022, 2023, right? So that was like really like my timeline. So I've really only been back in this for 5 or 6 years now. And that's if you like go all the way back that you can, right? Where I've actively started buying boxes again. But the reality is, it's only really been the last like 3.5 years I've been very, very proactive, right? And it's fascinating because while I was active during this super shitty market, Scarlet Violet's terrible, it's the worst product ever, this is dumpster fire, blah, 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 Flesh and Blood's uncollectible, Magic's horrible, it's all dead, Weiss is zero, it's all trash. All of a sudden now, I make these opinions, right? Because I've seen these cycles happen. I watched the 2020-21 bull run just go bananas. I watched the crash afterwards. I'm watching that same cycle start over again 3-4 years later. And I'm just like, man, this is like really, really similar to the last one. And I'm just like watching and I'm like, man, like you just kind of get to like people watch this whole cycle and it's like so fun, right? Like before when I started, I was one of the people jumping in the cycle. Now, I watched the whole downside and I'm watching that upside tick in and it's just like, oh man, just the people watching and the perspective that you get from that is just so fantastic. And it's so much fun, right? And you get to go to these events and you get to see like the mentality change about these products, right? So like last year when I had the Collecticon in, oh God, it was right before my surgery. So that was like August. So this must have been like, it had to have been around August, July timeframe, I think, somewhere in there. So I did that show, and I had all my Sword and Shield stuff out. I had all my Scarlet Violet stuff out. No one gave a shit about the Scarlet Violet stuff. Like, that stuff just sat there for the whole weekend. No one touched it. No one even asked me about it. They kind of just like, oh, Scarlet Violet. Like, I could see people snickering and pointing at the boxes, right? I sold some Magic from the vaults and some other random things like that. And I think I sold like one Secret Lair too. But like, that was like the pinnacle. Everyone's like, oh, Sword and Shield. I gotta get the Sword and Shield. It's the best stuff ever. Like, oh, okay. Because, I mean, let's be honest. Collecticons are like 99% Pokemon and like 1% everything else. And now, not only is everyone like, Sword and Shield, Sword and Shield. Everyone's like, oh, Scarlet Violet, Scarlet Violet. Like, they all have to have this. I'm just like, oh, man, this is so wild. Like, I'm just like watching the watching the cycles just rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. I'm like, this is interesting. And it's fun seeing that perspective, right? And I'm watching all these people that I know that are also now doing what I did 5, 6 years ago, starting to get their toes in, start selling. I'm helping a friend start his side up. He's going to start doing the side hustle thing too. Got him a couple of cases really cheap at the Hunted. He's going to start doing singles. He's like, I should do this and that and this and that. Basically, one of the mistakes I made early on, I was like, no, bro. Focus on one game, find your spot, chill, get your rep up, get your game going, get your things that you want. I'll help you figure out what you want to do. Just figure it out. There's other people I've talked to that are like, I should go on whole hog, and they get wrecked for like 10 grand. And I'm like, oh God, I tried to warn you. I've been doing this for a full cycle now. I'm going to be here for another 5 cycles at least, if not 10. This is the normal in this industry. Like, this is what happens. These ebbs and flows happen. And it behooves you to listen to people that have seen these things before, because they probably know what they're talking about. Like, it's just a little listening moment here. And then you have just the fun stories of customers, of the dude walking around and... yeah, I don't know what that was, but he was walking around in something. And you have other people that are walking around in very questionable things, and you're like, oh, hey, how you doing? You just kind of keep a smile on the face. You're just like, okay, that's cool. Like, you can get some serious people watching in this business, man. Like, I'm telling you, like, there's some wild shit you see, like, and then there's like the really cool people you meet, right? They're just like super down to earth, fun, whatever. They're just like totally chill with the whole system. It's totally cool. And then you like get reminded, right? So you're traveling all over the country, you're seeing shows, you're doing things, and then you're like 7 states away from where you live, and you're talking to someone, and it turns out they live like 15 minutes from you, and now you're best buddies. Like, totally had that happen. Like, I have a good buddy, totally was there, love the guy to death, he's awesome, doing drinks for his wedding and shit. He knows who he is when he listens to this, probably, because he listens to my shit, because he stalks me like a fox. Hey, buddy. And you meet these people and you have these awesome coincidences, and it's just a fun side effect of this business. And I kind of just wanted to like talk about this, right? Because we have a lot of like FU MSRP going on right now, and there's like a lot of toxicity. There's a lot of like anger over the market that people aren't getting what they want, blah, blah, blah. It's unfair. Well, you know what? 6 months ago, you could have bought all of that all those boxes that are now $200. You could have bought all of them for probably close to $100 to $120, if not less. Like, I have a spreadsheet. I'll load it. Because again, I learned my lesson the first couple of years. I track this shit now. It was rough when you're doing accounting for taxes. Because, oh God, taxes. Don't even. It's going to take me like a week and a half to get all my tax documents and shit together, audit my accounts, like get all this. It's such a mess. All right, here we go. Purchasing price. Yes. So I have multiple boxes that I did not buy from distribution. My average purchasing price is $97, $130. This is after taxes and shipping. $120, $93. And then my distro ones are $94, because whatever, bottom distro. I learned my lesson. I stopped making the mistakes. And, if you factor in the store credit and stuff, I have, like, my Shenanigans Twilight Masquerade is technically $84 an average. But, like, if you look... Yeah, let me just average these out, right? Yeah, no joke. $110 average for the first 6 sets of Scarlet Violet. And it's just like, you guys are complaining about this stuff. These are $40, $50 under MSRP, and now you're all mad that they're not MSRP? All right, people, whatever. Have fun. People watching, let's go. But yeah, and that's kind of like where we wanted to go into it. And yeah, and just on the taxes thing, oh my God, it's horrible. But seriously, guys, if you're doing this, make sure your shit is correct. Have accounting, have spreadsheets, have inventory lists. Check your accounts. If you run through PayPal, make sure you have PayPal. I have 2 PayPal accounts because I have one for friends and family, one for GNS. Audit both of them. You need to track both. Track all of it. You have to track your bank statements, your credit cards, your shipping expenses, travel expenses. cost to grade, like all of this stuff has to get compiled, computed, added in, and then you subtract your sales from it, and then you have your net number at the magical end of the year, what your costs are from your buys and everything else, and you have to have all of this stuff line up in a magical little world. Imagination. Anyway, so you have to get all this stuff to line up, and then when everything is correct, then you can go send to the tax man, write him a check for a bunch of money, and then you move on with life, and it's wonderful. God, I look so much less hobo. I can't get over it. It's so, oh man, it was so bad. And you know, you have the fun things that you get to do, right? And you get to start making like master sets of products that you're carrying. And I'm not even done with this one yet. Like I'm like trying to do like 1 to 3 pages ish a day so that I can like keep moving it and get it done. But again, like I have such a backlog of stuff. I still haven't done Rosetta. I still have multiple other sets that I can catch up and do. Like Outsiders is one I never got. Bright Lights I have mostly done, I think. Everfest is done. I still need to go back and finish my Monarch first sets. Those aren't done. I should finish those though. I'm admittedly missing some random foils. Like I don't know why I haven't done that yet. But like a lot of these sets that I haven't even finished yet. And it's like every single release is just like, there's more work to do, more work to do, more work to do. And like, as someone that loves to be busy, like I'm very, very hands-on, right? I learned how to do construction when I was a young kid. I learned how to be a carpenter. Then I learned how to do concrete work. I learned to do roofing. I learned how to do plumbing. I know how to do electrical. I just refuse to do it for safety reasons because I don't want to have a free mohawk. But I also don't want to burn my house down. So like, I'm just going to pay someone to do that because then I can go after them if they say. Anyway, but you know, there's certain things that I love to do. I learned how to build furniture. I can make things. I build things. I built my own computers. I learned how to do crypto mining. Like I love being hands-on. I built my mining rigs. Like I enjoy the catharticness of creating and building something and then selling something, right? It's very like satisfying. And I think a lot of people don't realize just how satisfying that can really be. So that is a really huge bonus of just this business, right? And then you also get like the really like the awesome joy, right? Like, so when you sell like a pack of cards to a kid and he rips it open and pulls like a $600 card out of there, you're just like, yeah, like it's so cool seeing all these fun things. And like, those are the moments that make the bags under my eyes totally worth it. I love it. I love the industry. I'm here for it. I'll see you guys in another 20 years. I'm not going anywhere. And I just wanted to, you know, kind of have a moment and talk about kind of some of the really fun things and the different perspectives and stuff that you see as a seller. Next week, I'm going to have a video coming out, right? So we're going to do a little bit of prequels here too. Next week, I have 2 videos coming out. One is going to be for some rebranding on the channel. I finally have some merch and stuff done. I'm going to do a very, very small batch of shirts. The first 2 people, and I mentioned this before, the people that have been subscribed to me now for 5 and almost 6 months each, there was a threshold that was going to get hit. Once you did that, I was going to send you a shirt or some other merchandise, some free stuff. So both of you guys that have that, I'll be reaching out to you guys soon. Once I get the shirts ordered and they're here, and you guys will be getting a free shirt from the channel. It'll have our logo and stuff on it. And I'm going to be getting some stuff like that put together. And whenever that small batch of shirts is gone, it's gone. The other people are going to be getting those is going to be like Saint, I'll get one too. My buddy Dane is going to get one. Ben, a lot of the guys that were there originally kind of like propping me up and saying like, oh dude, get there. I'll even send one to some guy that likes tacos probably, and some friends that are on open boosters, and you know, Edwin even, because he's a goober. But you know, these are people that propped me up and supported me. So like, it's a moment to say thank you. And we're finally kind of there. So that'll be one video. And then the other video is going to be a fun one. I had my problem customer of the quarter, and it was an interesting one. And I think it just is a valuable moment, right? To just kind of show the annoying side of the industry, because like, you have to deal with both sides. You can't only have the good and you can't only have the bad. You're going to get both. So you have to take the good and the bad and kind of just average it out and just hope that you end up with more good than bad. But, you know, this all kind of loops into perspective, right? The channel rebranding has been something that's been in the works for months. I got sick, things got delayed, then I traveled some more, things got delayed, then more things happen. With that rebrand, we're also going to be doing some giveaways and stuff. I'll probably do that the week after next. I'm going to go talk to Saint next week because we're actually meeting, and we'll be able to kind of finalize and talk about that stuff. I think I'm going to give away the empty Legends box and wrappers that we have from that. I'll probably give away a couple of graded cards. I might give away my bag of pack wrappers if someone wants it from all my openings from the past like year and a half. Like, it's just this big ass trash bag. Check this out. There's like, no joke, like
thousands
of pack wrappers in there. There's like Flesh and Blood, Magic, all sorts of crap. Pokemon even, I think now. I'm trying to throw the prismatic ones in there too. But like, just, I might throw that in there too because like, why not? But, you know, these are like fun things that I want to do and give away. We'll give away a couple of the shirts and things. But, you know, these are all like perspective things, and they're the good things with the bad things. So next week we're going to have a problem customer with a really good giveaway video. Well, not giveaway video, but a good channel rebranding video. It won't be too long, but it'll be fun. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for the support. Don't forget, we have the BCW code, 10% off if you use the code M2M. You get 10% off. I get a little kickback for more boxes so I can have more cardboard because I obviously need more cardboard in my life. My wife says I don't, but I say I do. I definitely do. But yeah, that's just kind of like I wanted to go over. Good, bad, fun, in the middle, good times. Love you guys. Thank you for the support. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and bye-bye for now.